Howdy everybody. A couple days ago I watched for the second time The Muppets. I saw The Muppets in the theater and knew that I would one day watch it again, and that day was a couple days ago. I enjoyed it not as much as my theatrical experience. A film always has to be extra good, and it's put to the test while you're sitting, in your room watching it, where you're surrounded by distraction and anything that could basically steal your attention away from the film. And I must admit that, I'd say towards the end of the second act, I did get distracted from this film and did some stuff around my room while, listening to the movie. So it didn't, keep me, in rapt attention the entire time. I'm still going to give it a high score. I gave the theatrical experience a 9. I put the film in my top, 20, 15, something of last year. I don't really regret that, just because, again, as a emotional experience, it is very powerful. I was born in 1978. I believe that's the same year that the Muppets were born, so we're the exact same age. We were raised up together. Some of my earliest televised memories are of the Muppets. So they, I feel they are a part of me. So I can't, really dislike anything about the movie. It's about the Muppets getting back together, saving their theater from a oil tycoon who wants to buy the theater, tear it down, and dig for oil. If the Muppets can raise $10 million by midnight, then they get to save their theater. It's also about a Muppet who has lived a regular life. We don't really find out about, his birth or anything, but he is the child of humans. He has a human brother. They've, been best friends for all of their lives, and now it's his dream to become a Muppet, see the Muppets, just join the Muppets, and he's responsible for getting them back together. And through doing that, he finds his true purpose in life. Film stars Jason Segel, Amy Adams, Chris Cooper. Who else is in here? Rashida Jones. Music supervisor Brett McKenzie. He's from Flight of the Conchords. Written by Jason Segel, the star, and Nicholas Stoller. Nicholas Stoller also did, I think, Get Him to the Greek. Anyway, you've got these two hipster, you got your Jason Segel there and Nicholas Stoller, your two hipster Hollywood guys, and they've always been in love with the Muppets, and they're pretty much responsible for bringing the Muppets back, this time under the control of Disney. They have been, pretty much taken away from the original creators. There is some difference. I mentioned it in my first review of this film, that I don't ever remember the Muppets resorting to toilet humor. There's a lot of, not a lot, but there's a handful of fart jokes and toilet humor. I never remember anything like that. Still, that sarcasm is intact, the satire, the joy you get from watching them, the uplifting spirit. All of your Muppets are in it. I think every Muppet that ever existed, with, I guess, the exception of the Sesame Street crew, is in this film. At least, there were some that I didn't even recognize. They're all there. All your favorites. I guess, again, this was, I just love the film. I watched the, pretty much the entire film with a giant smile on my face. It made me feel like a kid again. That's why you would watch this movie, is to feel like you're 6 years old again. I guess some characters are a little underwritten. You know, the oil tycoon, Chris Cooper, is just a maniacal billionaire oil tycoon. You know, that's it. He just wants that building. He wants the oil. He is hilarious. The film is hilarious. It's a great comedy. I laughed a lot. So that, for me, will mean it will hold up. You know, in a couple of years, I'll be able to watch this again and, you know, experience it like it's the first time. It will be very funny. Especially if I forget some of the jokes. It's a musical, as I think a majority, if not all, of the Muppet movies are musicals. This is a musical. The music is very good. I mean, I think it's really good. All the songs are written by the, you know, the writing team, Jason Segel and Nicholas Stoller. I guess I'll mention that it was directed by James Bobbin. I don't recognize that name. But the music is very good, very catchy. I found myself, you know, humming the tune, some of the tunes afterwards. Very catchy, and I mean, Jason Segel and Amy Adams are good actors. You know, they're really good actors. So they really sell the songs, and all of the vocal performers, the puppeteers of the Muppets, are all, you know, at the top of their game. You know, they are the best in the business. So they all deliver tremendous vocal performances. I can't say I really recognized any of the voices. I was very curious about who was Walter, but I can't find his name on the box, and I can't remember. But his voice somewhat sounded familiar, and I thought that he should have gotten an obvious credit. I don't know what else to say. It's gorgeous. It's full of color. I mean, if I were 8 years old, this would be, you know, a 10. Like, unquestionably a 10. You know, my favorite movie. I'd have to watch it over and over again. Just because it's, you know, gorgeous. The music's great. It's hilarious. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's the Muppets, you know? You know what you're pretty much going to get. And you get a little extra. I don't really know what else to say, other than I really enjoyed it. I gave the theatrical experience a 9. I'm not going to do that. I'll give it an 8, and I'll be clear that that 8 is an emotional 8. If I, you know, weren't raised with the Muppets, or, you know, if Kermit the Frog weren't one of my idols, and if Miss Piggy wasn't my mother, then, you know, I'd probably give the film a 7. But I would feel, you know, terrible. Even if I wasn't a fan or knew nothing of the Muppets, I would feel not right giving this anything below a 7, because I think it definitely deserves it. And it's very rewatchable. I mean, if I had a kid who had to watch this movie every day, I don't think I'd mind it so much. You know, I'd say any movie every day could probably get pretty annoying, but, you know, whatever. So there you go. I don't know what else to say other than this movie made me feel like I was 8 years old again, and so that's why I'm giving it an 8, and yeah, it's the Muppets. Thank you very much.